Good morning, guys, and welcome to the podcast from Orange County, California. I have Berlyn Komar, and she is a digital marketing strategist, and she is the founder of Planet Marketing. I'm really happy to have her on to discuss her insights, talking about digital marketing, how to create converting marketing, and the biggest mistakes to avoid, and community. So really happy to have her on. Berlyn, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Briefly introduce yourself and we will dive into the content and questions.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, I'm a digital marketing strategist and I own Planet Marketing, which is a full service agency for purpose-driven brands. We specialize in content marketing and community building. So a lot of what we're going to talk about today. And earlier this year, I also launched a marketing educational supportive community for solopreneurs. So people who are still in the DIY stage can't afford to hire out yet. There's this community to help teach you everything you need to know about your marketing.
Yeah, interesting. One thing talking about is so when people come to you for questions or help or connect or clients, what are they aspiring to? What are they running away from? What are they sick and tired of to come and work with you?
Yeah. Yeah. So when I get new clients, they're typically in the stage they've maybe been in business for a couple of years and they've been DIYing things, but maybe they've had people in house, but they're ready to take their marketing to the next level. And so they bring me on to work on their content marketing and to help build their audience and create more of a custom strategy to grow things and spread the word about their business somewhere.
Interesting. And the clients that come to you, are they early stage or are they mid or have significant followings?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, it's a good question. So I work with a lot of startups in the small to mid-sized business stage. So some people are coming to me with an idea and I'm building their entire foundation and getting them set up. Some people are a little bit established and have a following, but they're ready to level up their marketing from stuff that maybe they've just been doing themselves.
Interesting. All right. And what was the impetus behind the terminology planted marketing and the greenhouse?
Yeah. So I really enjoyed working with these like small businesses, startups, people who were just like coming to me with an idea and I'm doing everything. So that's where planted marketing came. I'm helping them grow and we're starting stuff from scratch. And then I just really stuck to the bit and was the theme. And so I started the greenhouse, which is more of like an incubator space for people who are doing everything on their own. So I just thought it was a cute term.
Yeah, interesting. So the question I have for you is everybody that I know of is on social media for personal branding purposes, but one thing that's troublesome is, for example, they're getting into this space and it takes them forever to grow a significant following. Yeah, it sounds like from what I understand, the algorithms are suppressing. And so how do you create marketing that actually converts or how do you actually create marketing where your time is well spent?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as easy as it used to be. Remember me just like posting a little picture on Instagram and that would be it. So it does take some work. And so the biggest tip I have for that is one to just be really consistent. Yeah, it will take time, but don't give up after a couple months. Keep at it. So be consistent. Know your target audience really well. Know what they are looking for, the kind of problems that they're dealing with, and how you can support them and provide education to them. Know what types of content they like to consume. So do they like to read carousels? Do they like to watch short form videos, long form videos, blogs, etc.? So just understand what they like to or how they like to consume the content so that you can show up there. And then lastly, just like really know what your brand, your voice, your messaging, your values, what you have to offer and how you can support people. I know it seems like, yeah, you know what that is in your head, but just like taking time to really map all of that out. So that way you can show up online and be authentic and you can create these authentic connections with your audience. People are really over big brands. They really want to know like the person behind the brand or the story behind the brand so that they can make better connections. And that's what people are looking for. So just being really authentic and knowing your brand and then showing up where your audience wants to show up and just combining the two and being consistent with it all. And eventually you'll start to see some traction.
Yeah, and that sounds for what's interesting is for a lot of the listeners and viewers, I know what they're thinking. They're like, yeah, this sounds like a lot of work. And one of the biggest frustrations people listening or viewing have is that okay, they hire a marketing agency and it's like super expensive and it doesn't work and they wasted this money, or there's all these tools and options and it's like they don't have the honestly they don't have the time, or their time is better spent, and then they're either burning out or they're wasting money. So how do you address this problem?
Mhm. Yeah, that's definitely a good question. What I would say is that it does take time and there's really no way to evade that. You have to go through the process. And with marketing as a whole, yeah, there are ways that you can track what's working and optimize that. But generally, I really like to think of marketing as like everything is evergreen content. Yeah, we're doing like trending things sometimes, but essentially everything that we're creating is living on the internet forever and it's working for you forever all the time. So when you do like blog content and SEO content, like you're not going to see those results right away, but that will be working for you forever. And that's how you're going to get traffic over time. So just remember that everything that you're putting out there will come back to you eventually, and it just takes time to build up.
Huh, interesting. The other question I have for you is how do you building an engaged community? Because we talk about like social media followers and those are just their social proof, but how do you really build a real engaged community around your brand? How long does it take, or yeah, how do you create this?
Yeah. So creating an engaged community, again, goes back to knowing your audience and how they prefer to interact with you. Creating content that helps Let me show you that. So one, creating content that is shareable. So knowing what your audience wants to share and learn and spread the news about. Creating content that is conversational. So in your social posts, make sure you're asking a question. If people are commenting, you're always following up. And using your stories to interact with people, using like the engagement stickers, using questions, polls, bringing that content in to like your posts or your videos. Doing a lot of like community events, so like workshops, webinars, anything that kind of brings people together is also really good. And yeah.
Yeah. And how long does it take to build a engaged community?
Yeah. So it really varies based off your industry and all of that. Some industries or some specific audiences I see are like really more engaged and really engaged more than other types of audiences. So it can vary. But again, it just goes back to the consistent piece. As long as you're continually showing up and people can start to trust you, and then you're creating quality content that is shareable, that starts conversations, that will help speed the process up as well.
Interesting. So that being said, what are some of the best platforms to build engaged online communities?
Yeah. So TikTok is one. It's not really anywhere. If people are super engaged there, that's a really great place to build a community and start. Instagram, I like to consider as more of a nurturing platform. So, like getting people that you've already interacted with or like that already know you. And that's where you can create more of an engaged audience on Instagram and like the comments and stuff. And it's really hard to grow brands there and to reach new audiences. So, it's not like an ideal platform for that anymore, but more of a nurturing platform. I literally just joined Threads like a couple days ago. I'm really late to that game, but that is really engaged and I've been like really pleasantly surprised. So that could be a really good place to get to grow your audience as well.
Interesting. The other question I have for you is what are the some of the platforms people should be considering, and how do you deal with this idea of banning and shadow ban or accounts getting shut down? Is it really worth the time and effort and money to build these accounts?
Yeah. So it's definitely, there's a lot of value in them. It's not common that your account will get banned or you'll get shadow banned and all of that, but it is the thing. So what I always recommend is that you're getting people off of your social if you're using this only as a brand awareness situation, and then you're getting them to your website and to your newsletter. So always have a newsletter sign up available even from the second that you launch your website. Make sure you're getting people to sign up there. So that way you can always connect with people through email. But yeah, it's definitely not worth a waste of time to be on social. It's always great to like use that to grow your audience. But if you're not comfortable with it for some reason, there are other options like blogging and doing SEO stuff. Pinterest is really great for getting organic traffic as well. Just like normal networking events to get people into your audience. So yeah, there are other options if you're not into social.
Yeah. And you mentioned blogs. Where are blogs these days? Are blogs dead? Because, like I said, blogs back then were like kind of the hype and rage, but are they dead?
Yeah, no, definitely not. No, SEO is still really huge. People still do read blogs. And also, we're seeing a lot of traffic from like AI. So, like ChatGPT will refer you. And all of these AI machines too are using SEO to produce what they say. So, maybe you are shifting away from a strategy of like people reading your blog, but you are creating blog content to show up on ChatGPT or something because they will refer traffic back to your website.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So basically, it's like a search. ChatGPT sounds like the new search engine.
Yeah, it is. And actually, just a couple days ago, for the first time, I was asking it something and it started to tell me to consult with an expert or something.
Yeah.
And like I kept pushing it and I was like, no, you do this. And it kept saying consult with somebody. So I finally asked it, okay, can you refer me to people in this field or whatever? And it said, here are these people in Costa Mesa, California, which I don't ever remember telling it where I live. So that's a little weird, but it
Yeah.
gave me a whole list of people in my area. So that's exactly why you want to be doing SEO, so that you show up on that list when people ask it for like references.
Huh. Interesting. What are your thoughts on Substack and Medium?
Yeah. So I am not super familiar with them, but I'm hearing Substack a lot lately. I think people are really going back to that, and it's definitely a good tool if you are into writing. If that's like your preference, then that's great. I think it's a good resource. But I also recommend having that content on your website as well. I don't really know like the SEO. I don't really know a lot about Substack and like how that works and all of that, but I know a lot of people are using it. Yeah.
Interesting. What are the biggest mistakes small business, content creators, solopreneurs, thought leaders make with their marketing, and how do you fix them?
What I would say is again, like the consistency piece. And it's really hard to, okay, I'm posting, it's been 2 months and nothing's happening yet. And you have to really keep pushing past it. And on these social platforms too, once you like start to get traffic, then it really snowballs. So it does feel really hard at first, but once you start growing, it just keeps compounding and getting bigger and bigger. So keep going, stay consistent with it, test different things out and give everything a good amount of trial period. 3-6 months is recommended before saying this is not working for me. Another thing I see a lot is it does cost money or it does cost time. So just be really upfront with yourself on, do I have resources to outsource this? Or do I have my own resources? Do I have time available to like commit and to do all of this? It's a lot of work. Obviously, marketing and owning a business itself is a lot of work. You're wearing all of these hats, and all of these hats are their own full-time jobs on their own. So just be really realistic with yourself about what you can take on, keep things sustainable so that you can be consistent. And yeah, those are the mistakes that I see the most.
Interesting. If people wanted to connect with you and add you and learn from you, how would they do that?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So you could go to plantainmarketing.com. All my social links in there, but I'm Plantain Marketing on every platform. I have tons of resources on my website. You can learn about my services. You can learn about the greenhouse. I do free workshops often. So there's tons of things on my website for you to, there's something for everybody.
Excellent. Thanks so much for coming on and really enjoyed this conversation.